Why do you keep smiling, Marisel? Good morning, everyone.
Oh my God, you make me laugh. I love
You see my hand? Like a little princess. So this is Elizabeth. I think Marisel just froze on me. I think you froze. Oh, no.
No, I'm moving. Let me moverme.
Muévete. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Elizabeth Colon, and this is a show about nothing.
And Marisel Melendez, and this is a show about everything.
Everything it is. Everything it
Everything.
is.
We don't hold back. No.
Mm-mm.
You like my cup today?
It says, I'm hot, feeling very worky. Am I right?
No, it says I'm not feeling worky today.
That's the cup that I
And
need.
I don't have Bustelo today. I have Starbucks, the Pike. I needed that extra boost for this morning. I
So
cheated.
Marisel, my coffee says life is a beautiful ride, and I don't have Bustelo either. I actually have Pike up too.
No way! Oh Lord.
Scout's honor. This is Pike. And I actually have the bean. So I just kind of, what is it, the bean machine, I kind of make it into the coffee. That is so weird that we both have the same cup. I know.
That's the universe. Bring us together all the time with a nice cup of hot coffee to talk about nothing and everything. I mean, where do we start? I mean, it's the weekend was beautiful. So what'd you do?
Was. What did I do? Not sure what. I can't remember what happened Saturday. I have really bad short-term memory. I sometimes I forget. I don't know what I did Saturday. I cleaned my bathroom, like literally to 3:00. So I have the sort of a mania of habit season, winter and spring, when you start putting clothes away and boxing things away to start bringing in the other stuff. So I started that little venture of mine, made a complete disaster of my bathroom, and just had to stay focused on that on Saturday. So I was in my pajamas till like 3:00 on Saturday, in between a lot of phone calls. Like, I never really talk on the phone, but Saturday, I talked to so many people, and I think you were probably one of them. And that's what held me back. But Sunday, which is really nice, it was an uglier kind of, not a gloomy day. We did a birthday parade for my sister, and she's my baby sister who turned 50. And we did a parade around her house, and it was fun. I felt like an icicle because I popped my head out of my rooftop, and I was like, with my sign.
I did love your sign. That's very nice. Very nice. I never seen a poster of a collage. And those pictures of you guys just brought memories and during the time. And I seen one of her being for Halloween a scarecrow. Yeah, I thought that was very, very creative. Very creative. Haven't seen that.
Thank you.
I haven't seen
that was her work picture when she has a Halloween. She dresses up in Halloween for work. So she was a scarecrow. And yeah, so that was it. And it was good. It was really fun. How about you?
Well, you know what? Talking about the bathroom, I did clean the bathroom as well. And I have, the towels to dry your hands. So I had to switch them because I had Valentine heart towels. I always had going. So now I just put these real cute ones that I found at Home Goods. And it has the lashes, and it says, hello, gorgeous.
So how do you feel in the morning?
Yeah, it's like, hello, gorgeous. And I'm like, yes, that's me.
That's what I thought.
The bathroom too. And what I did Saturday that I was very excited was I planned it out in my mind, like what I wanted to do besides watching Law and Order on Iron. I give it from like 9:00 to midnight on the Law and Order.
Law and Order.
It's just on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, we need to turn you off now. And so I got dressed up, got dialed up, and I walked to the bookstore. It's called Semicolon, and I got this book.
My Sister, the Serial Killer. Ooh.
And the reason I chose this one, because I just finished reading The Perfect Marriage, which was my first suspense thriller that I haven't read like in a long time. I'm reading a lot of like memoirs and self-help and empowerment and stuff like that. I said, I'm gonna switch. And I picked up that book, and then I forwarded it to my sister, and she said it's gonna be a movie. So I'm excited to see the movie.
Oh,
yeah. So
nice.
I picked up the book, and I had some nice pasta next door, because I don't know the address of it, but the bookstore is called Semi. So
No, we lost her. See, technology on Monday morning is not the best. Hello, Marisel. Knock, knock. Where are you?
it's nice. I had a date with myself.
You completely went blank. Your screen was black. I don't know why. Wow. So your internet is spotty.
Well, let me see. Maybe if I switch it to my hotspot.
Yes. Oh, well, while you do that, I do remember what I did on Saturday. Oh my Lord! Besides cleaning, so I went to dinner with my with my neighbors, and I knew that Saturday was going to be one of those days that everyone was going to be out. So every restaurant where we lived was packed. It was like an hour to an hour and a half wait, and we've been trying literally over a year to go to this one restaurant in the south suburbs called Crapel. And we always miss the opportunity. We haven't been able to get there yet. But we did have some good Italian food and some good conversation. And went to a friend's house, their friend's house, and had a couple of drinks, and then we came home. So that's what I did. So, are we back, Marisel?
Am I? I did connect to my.
Okay. You probably froze for a second.
And the little switcheroo.
Okay.
I look like I have no neck. But you were saying about you went to a nice new restaurant.
It wasn't new. It was just an Italian restaurant. We had some good food. That's what we did.
I love Italian food. I had pasta on Friday night. I had pasta on Saturday night. I'm pasta out. But we do have a something this week coming up that's good. It's about dinner with Mom. So I'm looking forward to that.
I am too. I'm so happy your mom said, come over to have dinner.
and I had to choose the dinner, so you're going to love it. It's my favorite. So go enjoy them. We'll talk about that next week.
Well, I would have a hard time figuring out what that would be, because you love to eat. Like, you enjoy food. So I don't even know what your favorite food is yet. That leads me to my next one. We probably should do like a speed round. Like, I should ask you a question like, what's your favorite dish? And you can ask me what's my favorite book. Not this time.
Yeah. Well, you know my favorite book, because I recommended it to you and you're like, why did you give me this book?
I don't know why I read it. It was good. I stuck to it because you told me to stick to it, but I want happy stuff like in my life, right? And I get so sad when I read things like that. And I was like, ooh. So, Lady Gaga, did you hear about Lady Gaga's dog being stolen? Okay, so I read the article. I was like, oh no, that's my son's favorite artist. And I remember when she had just started out, and my son was probably like 16 years old, and she came to the House of Blues in Chicago. And he's like, Mom, I want you to take me to see so-and-so. I'm like, who's that? And blah, blah, blah. And it was like $20 for him to go see her. Wow. And she just blew up. He loves her. So I actually shared the article with him. But on Friday, my neighbor said, oh, did you see the video of the dogs being kidnapped? And I was like, no. And I watched it, and I wish I had never watched it because it was sad. I mean, just hearing the poor, dog walker, and oh gosh, I was like, why do I watch this? This is not the world we should be living in. But I don't enjoy, not like I don't enjoy things like that. But I stuck through that book. I wouldn't go back and read it again though.
That's a thing that I'm going through right now, which is hard. And I'm like, okay, well, it's a memoir. The book you read is a memoir. It was sad, but then the outcome, that's what, gives us hope that, you think you're having it bad, but there's people having it worse. And either way it is, you still get through it. And it gives people hope too, that with this, you'll get through it as well. Like right now with that Jenny Rivera, that series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I was like, where's my tissue box? Where am I watching this? I had such a good time.
Is it that good?
No, it's really sad, but I want to because I know of her success, but to know how hard it was for her to get where she's at now, is very sad. And then sometimes, I could relate in some of, her hardships.
Yeah.
With Ponce, we worked hard every day, long hours, and doing everything. And at times it wasn't never easy, and away from your family, my kids were little. And then to have the success we have now, we never thought about that. But we'll see the glamour and everything that's happening with us now. But when they read how we got there, but we were just trying to survive to make it every day. And that's what she said. That's what she said. She didn't know that she was going to be inspiring others, to go forward. All she was doing was trying to survive for her and for her kids. So
that's an excellent point.
Story, but you have to go through all that. I'm like, oh my God, why? Get out of there. It's going to get better. But it's her series. So I don't know.
I believe there's a purpose for everyone. Like, whatever length of period of time that you have to go through something, there's a purpose. I worked hard. I can't say that I worked as hard as anybody in the restaurant business because I tried that for one day, remember, and I quit. but working 16 hours when I first started my company and doing it by myself and not paying myself were sort of my sacrifices. And even probably I gave up my family time too, right, to make it work. And so, people do see the life that we live now and they think that, oh, we're lucky or we just came easy. It never comes easy. There's even struggles today for all of us, right? You face the pandemic with having to close down your restaurant and doing it a different way. I lost my clients within 24 hours. And then now I'm in a position of trying to rebuild and looking to who I want to keep as clients moving forward, because I want it to be in a positive, place for my employees to be really, really happy. So people don't know kind of what, even celebrities, after I watched Schitt's Creek, they had like a 40-minute kind of interview thing. And the sister of David in the movie, Schitt's Creek, she was out of work for 2 years and she didn't think that she would ever find another job, but her quirkiness is what got her the job, right? And the other lady that was married to the mayor, she had just said that she was about to start working at Petco when she got the call, right? So she was unemployed. And here they made this, series and it became a big hit. So we can't judge a book always by its cover. Yeah. Because we don't know what we.
And then the thing is too, that we have to realize, like for me, when I say Ponce life, my life, and I bring it to you, I want you to know if you're going through hardships, it too shall pass and you will get to where you need to be at the time that is designated for you, because God is leading you the crumbs, but in due time you will see that, oh, here's another one. You know what I mean? It's like the path is there for you. And it was a rough ride, but we're here now. So we have to share the wealth. I think that's my calling. I'm telling my story all the time.
And that's very true.
Yes.
So talking about struggles
Amen.
and purpose, I was reading this weekend sort of an act of kindness, and I wanted to share it here because I thought it was like really cool. And actually, I was reading two things, and it ended up being about two principles, which is very interesting as well. But I think when you go into teaching, you become a servant leader, and it's about helping those kids. But in one case, there was a principal, and I wrote his name because he doesn't know me, but I want to give him a shout out. His name was Henry Darby from North Charleston, South Carolina, and from high school. So he's a principal. So imagine his day, his full day. So what he does is he works at Walmart at nighttime. And his paycheck from Walmart, he donates it to the students in need. Like he helps them, right? And I thought that was like really awesome. And then the other one was from Indianapolis, Indiana, Principal Jason Smith from Stony Brook Intermediate School. So the student would not take off his baseball cap. So they sent him to the principal office, and they were asking him why, or the principal was, and he just kept on saying that he just wanted to. So at some point he got the reason out of him. Basically, his parents took him for a haircut that he didn't like. So he didn't want the students to make fun of his haircut, so he would keep his hat on. And that's what got him disciplined. So he was explaining to him that when a little boy, he would cut hair. He pulled out his phone and showed him some pictures of his son. He said, "This is the way I cut my son's hair. Would you like me to do yours?" And he said, "Yes." So the principal went home and got his clippers, came back and cut the student's hair and built up his morale. Right? And that's their purpose. That's what they should be doing. I thought that was like so cute. And maybe those spoke to me because my son, who's a basketball player at high school, is facing his own challenges with his basketball coach right now, and not being supported or building up the basketball player's confidence. And we had a conversation this weekend about him dropping out of basketball as well as how he felt. And, Mama Bear here, that's unacceptable. So Mama Bear is calling for a meeting. We're like, no. That is not what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, those principles, there was this book I also read, which became also a movie, what is The Freedom Writers. So, there's always that one person that'll touch the students. And that's what you want, for someone to touch your child in school, because they're like the second parent.
Yep.
So kudos those principals that are making a difference. And there's a lot of people out there that we want to thank, because there are people that are making a difference in silence. They're not like posting, "Oh, I'm here, I'm doing this." I really don't like to give credit to people that do that, because if you're doing something out of your kindness of your heart, you don't need the publicity, to justify what you're doing. It has to be gratification from within. So
right. No, that's true.
I love
and people, they want them to be recognized, and I'm sure that these two principals didn't look for the attention, but someone posted it, right? They like, this deserves some attention. I remember my husband being a principal in the Chicago public school system, which is hard to begin with. But Edwin always made it an intentional point to get up every morning, to be there at school to greet his students. And he also was there at the door to have their, when their kids were leaving. But I used to always love how Edwin would get these costumes. One year was Mickey Mouse, the other one year was Darth Vader. But I'm talking about the full-fledged costumes, right? He would be at school with his costume, and those little kids from first, second grade were like, "Oh, Mickey Mouse." But what was even more fun is that he would wear it here and greet the kids for Halloween. And I have some really great pictures of him kind of on the ground outside in the grass with kids jumping on him when he was Mickey Mouse. It's like, so those are memories kids love.
Well,
I wish somebody did that for me.
Yeah, I can't really say who was the one that impacted me on my writing and reading, but someone did hand me a book, a pen and paper, and I started journaling, and that was back in school, but I cannot pinpoint who it was. But that person, I want to thank them, because I'm a published author. I love writing, I love reading, so thank you.
Yeah, you're going to have to dig deeper in that and find out who that was, because you have to acknowledge them. I was never a writer. Well, I don't write. I co-author, right? But I got help. I'm not going to lie. I'm writing it, at least for the first book. The second one I actually did by myself. I co-authored that one. But I believe we all have creativity within us. It's about sitting still with it and figuring that all out, right? Like, I do notice for myself that there are moments when I get really inspired to want to write. And in my head, I'm saying it. And I'm like, I'm loving what I'm saying. I know it. And then I don't have that pen and paper next to me. And then I forget. And then I write it out. And I get mad at myself because I'm like, dang, that was good. So they always say, keep a pen and paper by your nightstand, right? Mm-hmm. Or somewhere nearby where you can write your little notes. Because there's a lot of ideas that I have that I want to put on paper, but I honestly have not, because se me escapa.
Well, that's a task that you have. You need to put some pens and in a notebook everywhere you go. Do I have enough? You know what I like is pencils too.
I do too.
I love pencils. And my grandkids come over and they'll take a pencil. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm going to take a look at even Hello Kitty. These are the best. So pencils are best to write and, like just scribble and, and so on and so on. But yeah, great ideas come at that moment and you have to write it down. Who was it that said it? Elizabeth Gilbert? Yes. Mm-hmm. I just finished reading one of her books, and that's what she said. Is you always have to have a pen and paper because you're a writer. And then when I read the book, she goes, you're a writer if you get those thoughts and you write them down and you go with it, you're a writer. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm a writer. Like if I didn't know, right?
Let's not forget we have our phones, right? That we can do, and we don't, we have that little note feature and I think. But I loved, we both have a friend in common that carries a pencil, what is this cool pencil bags that you have? The little zippers where you put your pens in. Why am I blanking out on that? She carries all these different different colored pens. Remember when we were doing our book club, the Pluckies? And I admire how she was just highlighting things with different colors. And then the comments that she was making, I was like, that's what I want to do. I mean, like, I was like totally impressed by that. And you know who you are. And here I'm trying, Marisel. Look I got my little happy planner, but it's empty.
Let's see, this is what I'm doing too. But what I did was that the blue is the highlighting and then the notes are in the bottom. So something did rub off. Something did rub off. So that's what I'm doing. This is my next script.
Well, I have to do, I feel like I'm scattered. I feel like I'm a scatterbrained. And I think a lot of people in my family would actually say that I am because I have too many things in my head and I just don't take the time to kind of just, kind of like delve into it and say, this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm finding slowly, like making little notes of what's important. It's been helping me, but I don't always stick with it. And it's because I think as entrepreneurs, we're visionaries and we're creative. And so we're always thinking about what we could do next. Not that we execute on them, but those ideas come to us. And then you don't, and at least for me, I'm trying to figure it out. But this is my little happy plan. So it's so interesting, Marisa. This is why I love our shows, because we talk about things. This is not scripted, but what happened? We both have pens that are wherever next to us. We have markers. We have the same coffee. We made it. It's like the word is seed. But here's my March calendar, and it says the bravest thing you can be is yourself. Wow. This is a little bit of what we're talking about.
I love that.
And we're talking about sacrifices, but this is kind of just a great reminder that March 8th is International Women's Day. But let's be yourself. Be yourself.
Yes. Be yourself. And that is the key to be successful. It's be yourself, be transparent. And I'm kind of a person where I could sense things. Just say, I probably got some little bruja in me. I'm from Ponce, Puerto Rico. Hello. But I can sense. I don't like when people pretend to be, all somebody else, and I'm like, no, you're not, be yourself and be true. It's like our mastermind class we do monthly. I'm like, if you bring your true self, you'll get a lot out of it. But if you hold back and oh, I can't say this to this group, or they're gonna judge me. No, all that judging aside, you know me, I'm what I'm all about. And it's eating.
I do. And I think it's about you're being inauthentic. And I learned that word, and I love that word because I was that fake person many, many years ago. And it's because I felt like people expected me to be a certain way, right? And I also realized that it was sucking a lot of energy out of me when I used to go to places because I was walked in with a frown. I swear to God, that's probably why I got this 11 on my forehead. You see it? Because I probably walked in like this.
Yeah, but when you released it, right? You released it, ya no hay más nada.
No, pero se me quedó.
That was a long time then. You had that for a long time.
Maddie said, we're talking years. Look how pretty my forehead could be if I could get rid of it.
But it's also that us as women, we're so afraid to be judged and not accepted, so that's why we have like a guard where, oh no, I can't say this, but I'm going to say this. And that's where I sense people that are not being their true self,
I agree.
Just be who you are. And if they
and then
judge
you won't get these wrinkles.
They're gonna judge you whether you say it or not. So you know what? Might as well just be free and don't get no wrinkles on your forehead.
Know. Well, here's something that comes to mind when you talk about that. So I was talking to my husband in the car yesterday, and we're talking about food. And I said, Marisel and I went to eat at a restaurant. We had pizza, right? Because Wednesday we go to lunch pizza place. And I was sharing with him like everything we ordered, but I also added that because it had been a long time since we went there. And if you remember, the food was the same that we ordered, but the waiter remembered us, remember? Yeah. And he said, I remember you from last time, and you ordered the same exact thing, and you both had old fashions. And we're talking 4 to 6 months ago.
Yeah, he's good.
But he's good. So that's what we did. We ordered the same thing. But what I was sharing with my husband was, I'm like, I don't know, it wasn't me. It's probably Marisel who stood out because nobody's going to remember me. But Marisel, you're you. I'm like, she's so unique that people remember her laugh, her personality, her look. And that's probably why he remembered us. And then he was so, I'm sure he took care of everybody, but he was like extra special, right? Like he really took care of us, kept on checking in on us and things like that. And so it's because you're real. You're not fake. You say it the way the way it is, and
the way I see
it is what it is. Yeah, I remember that one time we were actually walking there, and there was a guy behind us, and you just turned around and you said, "Are you following me?" I was like, "Oh no, she did not."
Because I had the book bag in my back. I'm like, if he's gonna take my book bag, I want to see his face.
Well, what kind of face did he put? Se quedó asustado. When you said that to that poor kid.
He's like, she's gonna mace me now.
I was like,
but you know what? I remember it's gonna be 4 years that I produced and promoted Brenda K-Star. You remember that?
Yeah.
So I had a meeting with my friend Mikey O, and I'm like, I want a microphone with a lot of bling bling on it, So when I'm like announcing her, when I'm talking and thanking people, I want my goes to be different, He's like, have you seen your hair? That's your trademark. And I'm like, okay, you're right. You're right. It's the hair. And now look at it. I put it up in the bun because it's so long. But I love my hair now. I'll never. I
love your. I've always loved your hair
for a long time. It's the best haircut ever in my life.
I like it.
Yeah. Very manageable.
It's a cool haircut.
This bush right here, I have to take care of. But I
This
do
is why I
take
have short
care of
hair.
it with
Put on my hair. My hair.
I take care of it with Honey Baby Naturals.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also an amazing entrepreneur.
She is.
Powerful empowerment woman, Puerto Rican here in Chicago. So
yeah,
you know, I just love her. I always talk about her.
I know you do. She's amazing. She's amazing. Well, I messed up my hair. See, I can't even see myself. Where'd it go? See, okay, I'm gonna stop touching my hair.
You know what?
But we're at the end of our show.
No, we're not. We have so much more to say. So much of nothing. But one thing, how much longer do we have? Because something happened to me and I want to share it.
I think we passed our 30 minutes already, actually. It's already 8:50.
No way. But anyways, get a good read. I'm going to start reading this book. That's what I'm doing this week. How you call it? Saturday is my son's 21st birthday, Jacob. Yay!
Happy birthday, Jacob!
I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. He got engaged.
No.
Yes, and during the holidays. Well, it was a promise ring. She got a ring, and then she came in and got him a ring. I'm like, if you promise, I promise you, you promise me. But I'm so proud of Jacob, and
he's a great kid.
Yes. So thank you. Oh my God, I just look at how I glow. I'm like, I'm more excited about his birthday than he is. I'm more excited.
Oh, that's so
we'll
awesome.
be celebrating with him this weekend. So we'll talk more about that on next week.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.